I do not think people understand how important it is to buy a house. So instead of paying rent, which is most likely more expensive than a mortgage, when you're paying your mortgage, you are slowly paying down the principal balance of your home. So what happens over time is the balance that you owe on your home goes down while the value of your home goes up. Okay? So value goes up, mortgage goes down. That space in between the value going up and the mortgage going down is called your equity. This is the equity that you have in your home. For example, if your house is worth $200,000 and you owe $100,000, you have $100,000 in equity. Okay? When you have $100,000 in equity, you can go to the bank and you can get what is called a HELOC. Okay? Which is a home equity, HELOC, line of credit. A line of credit means that you can continue to pull from it. So typically they give you a percentage of the amount of equity you have. So for example, if they give you 50% of the $100,000, you'll have a $50,000 HELOC, line of credit. Okay, so a home equity line of credit. When you use the $50,000, or they won't necessarily just give you $50,000, you can pull what you want from it. If you need $15,000, you pull 15. If you need additional 5, you pull additional 5, and you pay it back monthly installments. Okay, based on whatever interest rate is at the time. It most likely will have a variable because it will be a line of credit extended over a period of time. Some of them do, some of them don't. Well, I would probably assume that most of them do. Anyway, once you pay it back, the $15,000 plus the $5,000, so you paid the $20,000 back, you're able to use the $50,000 again. It's a line of credit. It's revolving. It's not like you got a $50,000 loan and paid the loan back and then you have to go get another loan. This is a revolving line of credit. It's great for somebody who needs to have access to capital. What do you need access to capital for? Everything. To make home renovations, to start a business. Most people have a problem with having access to capital, okay? To use it to buy a rental property, but they specifically say that you cannot do that in most HELOCs. I don't know if there's any other ones that will allow you to do it. But people don't realize how much having your own house could be like your bank, because your house might appreciate in value, giving you increased equity over time. And then once the mortgage is paid off, you don't have to pay a mortgage anymore. You just pay taxes and insurance. So that rent that you pay will go on forever, but the home will eventually be owned by you as far as not having to owe the bank, but you still will have to owe the government. You do have to maintain the property, okay? But what landlord is really that great anyway, right? It's not like they're constantly improving the house for you to continue to live in it. That's not the case. You could also usually sell them for tax-free profit. So as long as you lived in the house and you used it as your primary residence for 2 years, you can sell it for tax-free profit. Yes. A lot of people buy a house and in 2 years sell it, take the money, buy another house, 2 years, sell it, take the money. A lot of people do that. I see it all the time. I wouldn't recommend ever selling a house. Whenever you buy a property, I would just recommend keeping it. I wish I never sold any of the houses I've ever sold or properties I've ever sold. So once the house is paid off, you can again go get another mortgage against it. So it's paid off, you don't owe anything. You go to the bank, say, yeah, I want to put money against my house. I want a mortgage. I want to remortgage the house. Sometimes they call this a reverse mortgage for older people because they didn't have enough money to fund their retirement. But imagine if you didn't have a house to even try to fund against. It is like the most simplest way to start generating wealth for your family is to purchase your own home, because you're slowly paying down your own mortgage and earning your own equity versus somebody else's. So me as a landlord, you are paying down my mortgage, paying the interest. I'm writing off the interest. I'm earning a little bit of profit from you as my appreciation keeps growing. And in turn, I do increase the rent based on the current economic conditions. Because if everyone else is in the neighborhood, if it's, up to $2,000 and I'm charging you 17, then now I have room to increase the rent because there's somebody else that will pay more for the property, because that's what the market is allowing, the market conditions. buying your first home in lieu of renting is probably the smartest thing that you can ever do. Buy young. You're not going to buy your dream house when you're 18 or 19 or 20 years old, okay? But you will give yourself a great stepping stone towards buying your dream home in the future. Some people think that they want to buy their dream home so bad. I want my house to be my dream home. But guess what? You'll probably end up renting for the rest of your life. Buy your starter home. That's what they call it. Your first time home, your starter home. It'll be a great rental in the future, or, sell it and use the money towards your next house. Buy a home. And there's so many programs out there for first time home buyers where you think that you have to bring all this money in closing, and you don't.